Shalom. We are in Parashah 53, second last Torah portion, Hazinu, and it is Deuteronomy chapter 31. And we are basically looking at the time where Moses died, and also prior to his death, the song that Yahweh gave him to give to the people, which is the Song of Moses. So that's the main theme of this parashah. Now, where else do we read about the Song of Moses? That's in the book of Revelation, where it's read in conjunction, or where it's mentioned in conjunction with the Song of the Lamb. Now, the Song of the Lamb has to do with the victory, and the victory song after the victory. And those two songs are basically sung when people enter the promised land. In the same way, this song is sung, or was sung at the time when they entered the promised land. So the same time frame, the same period. And I believe there are two entry points. The one, as I mentioned before, is those who come out of the Great Tribulation will receive renewed bodies. They are the bride, the judges, the kingdom of priests. They step into the elevated state, which is the spiritual, and the other people step into the same promised land, but in a fallen state. They're still in a fallen state, and they have to go through a 1,000-year period, which is the sabbatical year, the 7th millennium, which linked with the Sabbath, but also linked with the Torah portion, which is mentioned the sabbatical year last week, and also with our historical time frame, because we are in a sabbatical year this year. So everything places the focus upon the 7th millennium, or the sabbatical 1,000-year Sabbath, which is about, in this case, entering the promised land from the 7th to the 8th millennium, and the singing of the Song of Moses. Now, when you read the passage in Revelation, I don't have the reference here, but anyway, I'll discuss that in detail, the Sabbath coming. We will look at the context of that. But before I jump into that, just a bit more context. This parashah that we are going to do is going to fall exactly on the time frame of Yom Kippur. And Yom Kippur starts Friday evening, and it is the fast Saturday, and we are going to discuss this Torah portion, Hazinu, together with Yom Kippur as a combined study this coming Sabbath. And that's the day where we will break the fast at sunset. Jumping back into the Song of Moses in the context of Revelation. Now, Revelation talk about the people who came out of this terrible time, who are standing on a sea of glass before the throne of Yahweh. Those who haven't been affected by the beast, also his image, or the number of his name. Now, if you read Revelation, I think it's 11. It talks about, is it 11 or 16? I can't remember. But anyway, it talks about the 7 bowls. I think 11 is the 2 witnesses. I think 16 is the 7 bowls. And the 7 bowls, the first bowl is poured upon the earth. And those who have the mark of the beast will get swords. And then it goes forth. The second bowl, I think, is on the sea. Third bowl is on the rivers. Fourth bowl, I don't remember where that is. I think the 5th bowl is poured upon the seat of the beast and the authority of his kingdom that will come to an end. Now, I alluded to the idea last week that I believe the last 3 plagues that are mentioned in Exodus, which is the last 3 after 7, are the 3 plagues that will be in the 7th millennium. And that are the plagues, the plague of locusts, darkness and the death of the firstborn. Now, when the fifth bowl is poured out, there will be darkness in the kingdom, and they will chew their tongues, if I can put it bluntly, from pain that they will experience during that time. Now, I remember something that I heard from a rabbi that said that the darkness that will come upon the earth, and the darkness that came upon the earth, which was the ninth plague, was a tangible darkness. It's not something just the absence of light. It's the presence of all evil, the eeriness, and the evil that is very, very prevalent and present during the time of darkness. And I think that's where the pain and the anguish will come from, that desperation which the people will experience, those who are subject under the authority of the beast. So in that light, it plays the people who have the mark of the beast and the throne of his authority. They are present during the seventh millennium as well. But there are also those who are inside the city who turn back to Yahweh. Whether or not, I don't know whether they have the mark of the beast or not. I believe they probably don't. In relation to the rest of the book of Revelation, it seemed like it's a big no-no to take the mark of the beast, and they will be inside, and then Yahweh will deliver them, and they will enter into the city, have access to the tree of life, and they are the ones that have been spoken about, who will now sing the song of Moses as they step out of the seventh millennium into the eighth millennium. And those who are on the outside, they will start the eighth millennium still in the physical state, and then the next cycle starts. So I just want to place everything into context. It's still a lot of things that need to be confirmed as we go through the Torah portions. We'll probably stumble upon a few things that confirm this, as I found out before, but I'm thinking that we are heading in the right direction, specifically looking at the bowls and the darkness. And I believe the bowls are outside of the time frame of the Great Tribulation. So that's why I think that will happen during the time that coincide with the three plagues of Egypt, the three last plagues, and the first seven, which end with hail and fire, is the climax of the end of the Great Tribulation. So I just want to leave you with those thoughts. That's the plan for this parasha and the upcoming Yom Kippur, and our study for this week, and our discussion for this coming Sabbath. So I leave you with that, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. And peace be with you. Shalom.